Good morning, St. Peter's. It's great to see you today. I hope this finds you well. We're going to begin our time together in just the same way as we do normally. God is here. We are here. We are here. God is here. Next, I'm going to light this candle, which reminds us that God is present with us. Watch the candle flame as it burns. We're going to say our school prayer together. When we put our hands together, we think about God. Every day we will do our best to take care of each other and all living things on earth. Help us to respect each other and trust one another. Show me how to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Thank you, God, for guiding us today, tomorrow and always. Amen. I wonder whether you've ever seen a fly buzzing around your house. And I wonder if you've seen that fly buzzing around your house, then getting stuck in a spider's web. It's not very much fun to watch. The fly struggles and buzzes to no avail. The more it struggles, the more stuck it becomes, the more entangled it gets. And finally the spider comes along and winds round sticky thread around that fly to enjoy it later. This is a really good illustration of how we can get entangled in sometimes saying or doing things that might be considered wrong. I wonder whether you've ever seen or read the book of the film Pinocchio. The story was written a long time ago and has become one of Disney's most popular films. It tells the tale of a poor carpenter called Geppetto who has no wife and no family. One day he feels so lonely, and I think there are lots of people in our community at the moment who feel lonely because of COVID-19. But anyway, Geppetto decides that he's going to carve himself a puppet boy out of wood whom he names Pinocchio. Now, like all children, Pinocchio has to learn many different lessons. The most famous one, though, is that he mustn't tell lies. See what happens when Pinocchio does tell a lie by clicking the video and the link below. In lots of different ways, lies tend to entangle us. In Pinocchio's case, telling lies made his nose grow, and it grew so long that it even ended up with a bird's nest on the end of it. Lies can lead to more lies, which become more and more complicated to live. Whether it's lying or cheating or bullying, when we start to do something that we know is wrong, it can be really difficult to get out of it. This week, the church remembered the life of St. Peter. His name is the one that is the same name as your school and the same as the name of one of the churches that I work with, St. Peter's Church in Mill End. Now, his story is one of many stories in the Bible about people who really mess up. But Jesus understood that this would happen. And part of the Easter story is one about Jesus' best friend, who, as I say, is called Peter, and he messed up in a big way. The night before Jesus died on the cross, Peter and Jesus were together with others. Jesus said to him, "Peter, even you will disown me. Before the cock crows, you will deny 3 times that you even knew me." Peter looked shocked. "No way, Jesus, I love you. I'd never do that." Just a short time later, Peter was outside. "You were with Jesus," said a servant. "No," said Peter, "I wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about." A little later on, another servant spots Peter. "This man was with Jesus of Nazareth." Peter replied, "No, I wasn't. I don't know the man." At this point, Peter even swore. A little later on, a person in the crowd called out, pointing at Peter, "You were definitely one of them. Your accent gives you away." Now, Peter began to get really upset at this point and behave very badly. And he told people that he definitely didn't know Jesus. Immediately, the cock crowed. And of course, Peter remembered what Jesus had said. He went outside and cried and cried and cried. This, though, is not the end of the story. Jesus wasn't finished with Peter yet. He understood how easy it is to get things wrong and to mess up. Jesus wanted to forgive Peter and for things to be put back right again. Following Peter's denial of Jesus, Jesus was killed. Peter must have felt awful. However, 3 days later, Peter heard the great news that Jesus had come to new life. Later, Jesus spent time with Peter and on one occasion took Peter for a long walk and asked him if he loved him 3 times and whether he wanted to follow him. Peter said that he did want to follow Jesus and that he did love him very much. And Jesus made it clear that he was to become one of the first leaders of the Christian church. But before he did that, Jesus also promised Peter that he forgave him. I'm wondering whether you can think about what it might look like if you dropped a spot of ink on a piece of blotting paper, or maybe a blot of ink on some water. Imagine in your mind what that might look like. A small thing that is wrong can spread out like ink on a page or on some water. The wrong can become bigger and bigger and bigger and can affect more and more people. However, we can all be forgiven, and we can all be forgiving kinds of people too. I wonder whether you could spend a little time today considering whether you need to forgive, and to give someone another chance like Jesus did with Peter. Or whether you can be the sort of person who maybe needs to say sorry to someone else for something that you've done wrong. We're going to finish by saying a prayer. Dear God, we know that we do wrong things at times. Sometimes they're little things, sometimes big things. We also know that those little things don't take long to grow and become bigger and bigger and bigger. Help us to be the sort of children and adults who are quick to say sorry and to ask for forgiveness. Help us to be the sort of children and adults who are quick to forgive when people do something wrong to us. Thank you that you love us all and forgive us when we ask. Amen. It's been really good to see you this morning. I wonder whether you can accept that challenge. I look forward to seeing you very soon.